Hello everyone, and today I'm going to bring you my PvP Hunter build. The reason why I'm going to do this is because I've seen a lot of people show off their builds, and to me, some of the perks don't make sense, or whatever you want to call them. So, I'm going to show you mine. First thing first, it's going to be a gunslinger build. Yeah, Blade Dancer's got a good super, but in my opinion that's about it. Everything else in the gunslinger defeats the Blade Dancer, and you don't want to rely on your super, especially if you're not a fan of your super like me. Right, what I've done is put all the perks around the place so you can't tell, so this makes it much more exciting for you guys. I know, I am amazing. Right, grenade wise, there is absolutely no trouble to choose this one. It's pretty obvious. It's the trip mine. No doubt about it. All the other grenades just sort of tickle the enemy. Swarm grenade sounds good. You might think it'd be good in 1 versus 1, but you have to be so accurate with it. You might as well use a trip mine, which has a chance of a 1-hit kill. You know, I predominantly play control, and such a grenade is absolutely perfect. If someone's capturing a flag, B or C, just run towards it. You'll learn good places of the map where you can throw a grenade, against the wall preferably, where I have a good line of sight of the objective, blow up and potentially kill whoever's there. Quite often you get, you know, the odd kill, even double kill and triple kill with it, because it's a pretty damn powerful grenade. A lot of people say it's overpowered, but I think it's more of a question of, or a fact of, the other grenades are pretty much rubbish. Everyone is pretty much using trip mine, because there's just no point. You can use it defensively and offensively, which I do. You can, if you're afraid someone's going to come behind you, you can throw it there. If you know someone's about to come in front of you, you can time it perfectly, throw it, so that you can blow them up. For example here, I see this guy about to come up there, through the motion sensor, throw it down, and he's about to come in the corner, shoot him, dead. Easy. Now the jump, which in my opinion is pretty much personal preference, but I would either go for triple jump or better control. Better control is useful for sudden changes of direction if you're being pursued or if you want to dodge stuff. But personally I go for triple jump, just because I prefer the extra control and being able to stay in the air longer. And the amount of times I've fallen off the edge, and because of triple jump, I've managed to be able to get up and save myself from the embarrassment. Next is the golden gun ones, which personally I don't really use my golden gun much. I'm not a fan of supers. I only use it, say, to deny the enemy of their heavy weapon, heavy ammo, because I hate heavy ammo as well. I hate everything. Well, not everything, but a lot of things. So I would recommend though not using that, because the golden gun's pretty damn accurate as it is, so it's pretty much a useless perk. Either using combustion or gunfighter. Personally, I use combustion because people explode, which is always lovely. If your person likes to use their golden gun a lot, then I'd probably recommend gunfighter because that reduces the cooldown, which is obviously useful. You can use it more, it equals more kills. Right, so throwing knife. You can either go for Circle of Life, which is completely pointless, so I'm not going to bother mentioning about that one. Incendiary Blade or Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler sounds good, but in reality, it's not that useful. You know, using precision hits for knife doesn't kill someone, so you got to shoot a couple of them first, then throw it, and then hope you get a headshot. So personally, Incendiary Blade, as that obviously sets on fire. And the amount of times I've thrown a grenade at someone, knife at someone, shot them a couple of times, so they went off, and then have a heart attack and fall over and die. Now, for stats wise, as with most people, I focus on recovery and agility. I find armor is particularly not very useful, especially since the auto rifle nerf, which means most people are using auto rifles. And with more people using things such as shotguns and, you know, hand cannons and scout rifles, the extra armor is not going to make you able to take an extra shotgun to the face, or an extra hand cannon to the face, or an extra scout rifle to the face. So recovery and agility, much more useful. Run around faster, and obviously you can recover from fights, which means you can more likely survive, because, you know, we've all had those encounters when you fight someone and someone else runs around the corner and shoots you in the head because your leg's being shot off by someone else. Right, next, either Scavenger, Keyhole, or Gunslinger Trance. Well, Keyhole, I don't use my golden gun, and I don't have to rely on it, so it's not particularly useful, so I don't use that one. Gunslinger Trance, I don't like perks that sort of give me my weapon advantage over someone, because you want to kill someone with your gun skills, really, shoot them in the head. You don't want anything to make that easier for you, and I don't find it particularly useful. So I go for Scavenger. as someone who uses their grenades and throwing knife a lot, and my secondary a lot, I'm always picking up those little green boxes when I see them. And every time I do, it takes a chunk off my cooldown for my grenade and throwing knife. So for me, it's a no-brainer, that one. And again, for the stat perk, recovery and agility. As you can see now, fairly high recovery, fairly high agility, and almost 0 armor, which makes not much difference. Now, for the final perk, Chain of Woe, Over the Horizon, or Gambler's Dagger. Chain of Woe is a no. I don't find reloading as much of an issue in PvP, and Chain of Woe, in my opinion, is only worth it if you can stack up 3 times. That's when you get a significant increase to reload speed. It's not often you're going to get 3 headshots in a row. So, no. Over the Horizon, pointless. I've seen some people have this for PvP, completely pointless. I don't know why. You might as well, I don't know, put a paper bag over your head. It's almost as useful as that. Anyway, so, for me, it's a no-brainer. Gambler's Dagger. Get an additional grenade. This, along with Incendiary Blade, 2 blades on fire. It's, you know, in my opinion, the best up. Sometimes Incendiary Blade does bug, and, well, quite often actually, you throw it and it just doesn't set the person on fire. I don't know whether they're wearing fire-proof clothes, God knows. But it doesn't work half time. But even so, gives the chance, you know, the times it does work, it's still the best perk to use. Now, on to my weapons. For primaries, I have a selection of weapons. I do not have a single weapon I use. It depends on the map and the mood I'm in. I either use 3 little words, because this is by miles the best long-range pulse rifle, because you can easily 2-burst someone from a fair distance because of the high range and high stability, and because of the head seeker perk, meaning all shots don't have to hit the head to get the 2-burst kill, which is rather jolly good. Then I have used the Mind Malt tool, which is more on the large maps when I want to focus more on the sniping, because I can use it to get between A and B a lot quicker, because obviously it increases your movement speed a fair bit. Red Death, because it's just a good fun gun to use. It is pretty, I don't know, all round a good gun for the close medium range, and the regeneration health is obviously extremely useful. Last word for when I'm in a mood of, you know, if I'm going against a team that is also using Last Death and Last Word and other such guns, and I want to up the game a little bit. And a Thorn, because it's the Thorn. All these weapons here are pretty, you know, top tier in my opinion. So they're my go-to weapons. Secondary, I solely use a sniper rifle. Nothing else. Sniper rifle. If I do use a sniper rifle, for me, it has to be one with the ambush SLH25, or one with, say, where is it? Here we go. With the custom optics, because these have the lowest zoom, which for me is nice. And I chose the Youngbow because it has 6-round magazine, along with spray and pray and a fast reload anyway, so reloading does not take long. For reasons like this, where moments like this happen, where you get dropping people and take people down, relatively easy, which I find a lot more difficult with a shotgun. Now, for my heavy, I use corrective measure. For 2 reasons. One, it has Field Scout, which increases the ammo to 100, which I believe when you pick up the heavy ammo gives you 150 in total, which is a hell of a lot of shots. And along with a fairly good impact and a high fire rate and good stability, I find it can't be outgunned by any other heavy weapon in the Crucible. Well, I find that if we're in a one-on-one fight and you know, all things are fair, this gun will come on top. So that's the reason why I use that one, even though I don't like using my heavy ammo much again, but if I do, I will use that one. Now, for armor and things, they're not ideal at the moment. What I would preferably have is full strength and full discipline with not much in intellect. Like I said before, I don't use my golden gun that much. For exotics, despite the fact I don't like using my golden gun, I have this one, which I'm not even going to bother pronouncing, because it gives you an extra golden gun shot, which, you know, I don't like golden gun, but in reality, it's better than the other ones, like Narcotic Radar, which lets you can, you know, see the radar when you're aiming. If that let me do it with primary, secondary, and heavy, then I would use it, but it doesn't. Because if I'm using, say, 3 little words, then it makes that perk pretty much redundant. So I go for that one. So when I do use my super, it gives me a bit of leeway to miss a shot or whatnot. For moments like this, where I swear I didn't shoot that guy in the head, but hey, where having an extra shot is, you know, nice when you try and deny the enemy of heavy ammo, because there's nothing more fun than denying them of heavy ammo, because heavy ammo is bloody annoying. So bang, 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 no heavy ammo for you. Some people like using that one. I haven't leveled it up yet to try it, but when I use my trick gun mines myself, I don't use it to stay there. I use it to pretty much kill someone who's going to be there like immediately or will be there shortly. So I don't use that one. So that's my PvP build. I hope you guys found it useful. If you wish, subscribe and like if you want to. No worries if you don't. Have a good day, tally-ho, and toodles!